Okay. Number 4 is one more different setup. It gives you, well, let me just show you what it gives you. If I give you 14 plus 24 plus 34 plus 44 plus dot, dot, dot. And again, we're finding the sum, remember. It is arithmetic. We see it. We see our D is 10. We're adding 10 every time. And I want you to add up. Let's say we're going to add up the first 25 numbers. Okay. Now again, I can do a sub 1, a sub 2. We know them. This is a sub 1. Actually, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. I started saying I could put them underneath here, but I'm going to do like I did on the others. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'll do 4, and then I'm going to put dot, 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 and I'm going to go out here and do a sub 25. So I've got a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4. We already know those. 14, 24, 34, 44. Now I need to get all the way out to the 25th term, and that's going to be pretty big because you're adding 10 every time, 44, 54, and I could list them and add them up, and even I can find that one by listing them, but that goes back to that. If you remember, we did the explicit formula, which is what we're using here. The recursive formula is just when you say plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. So if I take this right here is what I need to know. So let's take our a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So remember, we want the 25th term. A sub 1 is 14. That's our first term. Plus, and then 25 minus 1 is 24. And the d was, oh, we didn't do that, but I think we had already talked about it. You can do 24 minus 14, 34 minus 24. It's plus 10 every time. I did it. I think I said it, but I didn't write it down. So D, we'll do it over here. D was 10. Now what you're doing is you're actually adding 24 tens. You think about it. That's what you're doing because you're going plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10 to your first term. But this just makes it nice with the arithmetic. And this is a pretty easy one because it was 10. But if it's, 13 and you got a lot of arithmetic to it, it's still quicker. So a sub 25 equals 14 plus, arithmetic there is easy, that's just 240, and I get 254. Now, I know what my 25th term is. Remember, you have to know how many terms you have. We have 25 of them. You have to know the first one, and you have to know the last one. Don't have to know the ones in between. We know some of them, we don't know all of them. So S sub n, so we want 25 terms, is equal to the number of terms divided by 2. And again, it still will come out even with the way it's set up. And then the first term was 14 because this sum is going to be even. That's what will happen. So I've got 25 divided by 2. You can go ahead and write that 12.5. I'm just going to divide it. 25 divided by 2 times, I'm going to put in parentheses, 14. You just have to be careful because if you just hit times 14, it's going to just multiply by the 14 and not do it to both of them, and then you'd have to distribute it to this. If you'll put it in parentheses, you can do both of them at the same time. You can go back, add these, then multiply that. You know that as long as you pick up order of operation. And I got 3350. And that's my sum. Now, I only did one of number 3, and you have to do kind of the same thing in both of those. So let's go ahead and do one more of this type. Let's do, let's see if I see one that I like. Okay, here's one. Let's do 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus dot, dot, dot. I'm going to kind of take care of it. I'm going to go ahead and put a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4. And let's add, let's do plus dot, dot, dot. And let's go out here and do a sub 33. So let's find the sum of the first 33 terms. So S sub n, we didn't rewrite our formula, but I'm going to rewrite it here. I've been saying it. Okay, do we know how many terms? Yes, 33. Do we know the first term? Yes, that's 3. Do we know the 33rd term? We do not. How do we find that? A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So a sub 33 equals 3, first term, plus 32 times the d. What is that? We didn't go up here and say it, but you're adding 4 every time. You know, if you forget it, when you get to this point, then you know you've got to go back and find it. Pretty easy calculation. 3 plus 32 times 4 equals 131. Yeah, a lot of people stop right there and think, and thinks that's the sum. Now we can find the sum of 33 numbers. We're actually adding up 33 numbers because we're going to add 32 fours. That's what you're going to end up adding. You're adding 4 32 times. And you get S sub 33 is equal to 33 divided by 2. And you've got A sub 1, which was 3. And you've got A sub 33, which is 131. And you have 33. I'm just going to type it like that. I'm going to do 33 divided by 2. Some people like to go ahead and hit enter there. They've got that number. And then times. And you can add it. If you do, you can put parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and add it in my head. And I've got 134. So 3 plus 131. And I get 2,211. And that's a good stopping place.